Hi everyone, it's Vickycorn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be comparing the 2019 Schleich riders with the 2017 Schleich riders. So we are going to start with the 2017 ones. I'm going to start with what I like about her. So what I really like about these riders is that they fit their own Schleich tag very well, like this. And both of their hands all grab onto the reins, just like that. I had to pause the video to adjust her hands, but you guys can see both of them grab onto the reins. Another thing that I like about these riders is that they can all switch saddles. Like for example, this is Lizzie's saddle. I got it with her in the same set. But this is another Western saddle that I have. And she can also sit on the Western saddle. Just like that. Now I'm going to move on to what I don't like about these riders. So what I don't like about them is that their legs or their arms are not movable. So if you buy these riders, they're just going to stay in this position forever, like that. And also her face, in my opinion, isn't very detailed, especially the eyes. I'm not really a big fan of the eyes, but you know, overall it's okay. And now we're going to move on to the 2019 riders. So same thing, I'm going to start with what I like about her. So the first thing that I like is that her arms are completely movable. So you can switch positions whenever she goes on a saddle. And her legs actually can be movable as well. And I'm going to explain that. So if you guys didn't know, in 2019, Schleich actually released two different types of riders. One of them is like my rider, where you can only move the arms but not the legs. But there is also another type of rider where you can actually move the legs. And if you guys want to get a rider like that, it'll come in a packaging like this. Another thing that I like about her is that her face compared to these riders is so much more detailed. And also her hair is like a lot more detailed than the 2017 ones. Now I'm going to move on to what I don't like about her. So the first thing that I really don't like is that she doesn't fit her Schleich tag very well. Like, look at that. The stirrups, in my opinion, are too long for her. And whenever you put her on her saddle, she just wiggles. Another thing that I don't like is that her hands, they were designed to hold the reins, but then whenever I push them in, they just slips off. Another thing that kind of bothers me while I'm playing with them is that these riders, they can't switch saddles. So for example, this is Sophia, and she can't sit on Hannah's saddle. Like that. Her stirrups don't fit. And yeah, I don't really mind that, but it just would be a lot more fun if we actually could switch the saddles. And she is also a lot taller. As you guys can see, they're sitting on the same horse. These two horses are the same model, so they're the same height, but she looks a lot taller. Now we're gonna move on to the saddles and bridles. So the only thing that's different about these two saddles is their stirrups. So with the 2017 saddles, the stirrups are attached to the girth so they can't move. But with these saddles, the stirrups are completely movable, which I personally think looks a little bit more realistic, but that's also the reason why I said that these 2019 riders don't fit their tag very well, because their feet are not like long enough to reach the stirrups. Now for the bridles. So they're not really that different, except for these ones, the 2017 ones, are a lot easier to put on your horses. Like this. It's a lot easier to stretch and to put on. But with the 2019 bridles, you sort of have to like stretch it a lot. Like, it's not really stretchy, but you can still put it on. Okay, now for our final decision. If it was me, I would probably say I'd choose the 2019 riders, just because they're so much more detailed and so much more realistic than these ones, but I love them both. Alright, that was the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to purchase any of these Schleich items, I have put a link of the Schleich shop in my description down below. Bye!